What's up, YouTube fam? It's Dark Angel's Journey, and I am Shakira. Oh, well, I've been having a pretty terrible time, uh, trading and making anything actually work for me. I mean, we're in a bull market, and I can't seem to get it together. I figured I haven't made a video for a while, so let me do it while I'm attempting this paper trade. I've closed my live account because I just took two lovely losses. And, it's just been the nature of it. I'm trying to adjust my mindset and the way I'm thinking about things. It's kind of been mildly depressing, if I'm being honest, but I'm not giving up. And I guess I should share a little news. Kitty has passed. Um, he passed November 6th. It's been a rough year. It's definitely been a rough year for me. Um, and so I figured I'd just make a video, and I need to do some, I don't know, soul searching or something. I'm not gonna give up, obviously, because what's the point of taking all this time and spending all this money if you're not gonna get to where you want to be, right? Anyway, so let's recap what I did, right? So let's look at this on the 1 minute. That's ugly. Fair value gap is my only um, mainstay right now for this trade. Anyway, so um, what was I doing? So I didn't take any trades this morning. I think on the 5 minute, there's a fair value gap right here. Yes. So I was taking a look at this BISI. And so I had this specked out on my Thinkorswim or whatever. And yep, 1 minute. So I had that specked out on my Thinkorswim. And I was like, this thing is like stuck. So saw this, it came up, we're still bullish. And so I said once it broke above that, so I took the long here. And then I said to myself, once I took that high out, I would move my stop up just a little bit above, where it is right now, just to um, get, secure it. Because I was hoping it would just go up, and really only aiming for like 105 ticks. So right about there. It still would take us above the all-time highs, but we've broken it a few times today. So for whatever reason, I don't know why, I absolutely did not move my stop. So I took my full stop out at the 37 ticks. So that was silly. Then on this area here, I thought I saw what I needed. So I took the long here as well, and it didn't give me what I wanted. And so I got stopped out when it took this. So that's two losses, right? What I was waiting for was this, some sort of shift, fair value gap, and then see if they're willing to continue. I mean, we've been bullish like literally all week. So since this is what I was supposed to be taking, I just opened up a paper trade on it just to see if it would have worked out for me, basically. So right now, I am about 6,300 in drawdown, you know. And at one point, I had, and I'm gonna move my window this way. And at one point, I had gotten myself, I think, was it August, September? I'd got myself down to almost like 1,300 in drawdown. And that was great, but I never quite gotten, got to, you know, perfectly. Oh, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't realize I was blocking. Let me make that smaller. So I did mention that the trade I was trying to take, I took it up here. And then it went up, and then once it took that high out, I said I would move my stop, and I did not move my stop. So I got stopped out on this push down here. And then the second, I was on the 15 second, and I really shouldn't have been. And so I saw something on the 15, took it. It was a little too premature. This is what I should have taken. But it's obviously still want to go down. So this is a paper trade. It doesn't, I was just curious to see if it would work because I've closed my actual thing. So there you go. So none of those would have worked if, at all, which sucks for me, um, much less anything else. Um, anyway, so I've basically just been having a string of uh, where'd my camera image go? Oh, wow. I moved it out of the way there for a sec. So I've just been having a string of just terrible, um, terrible trades, all terrible. Some were good trades where I just didn't do the right thing. Like for example, was this yeah, this 1040. And I'm still just reset this chart. So I'm still working through some stuff. So in the morning though, like something that I should have taken in the morning. So I was looking for them to take this low out here, sell side. And then once they took that out, so we'll get rid of all of this foolishness because it's not, I think my problem at this moment is like I'm taking trades that don't quite match what I'm looking for, right? So I was looking for them to take out these equal lows right here. They took it out here. And in my mind, I said to myself, I should have just set my order here. And it happened after 11. And then I would have easily gotten my 105, no problem. And almost pretty much no drawdown. And then good thing because the things that make sense to me are when they do a shift and then give me some sort of like pull up because they pulled up, swept that. So market structure shift, and then a return back down here would have made sense. I'm still struggling with my ability to take what I'm supposed to take. And for this, they never kind of, the fair value gap was what I was more like focused on, right? So that was one trade consideration that I didn't take this morning. And I ended up just taking other trades when I really should not have. Anyway, so let's see. What have we done? So we're just rolling back down. So that's one trade idea. And then it looks like they came back. They didn't quite make it back down yet to it. And then they did another shift and looks like, I don't know, would that have, let's take a look. Because if I'd taken an entry here, it would have come super close to being stopped out, but I would have gotten right there. 1 second, sorry about that. In any case, I I think the problem right now is just I'm not following my rules. Like, I'm waiting for things to materialize, right? Like I waited for this, they gave me something and I didn't take it. Nice easy trade. Like this is not as easy. That's not as clean. But this one was, even if I'd taken the wick, that one would have been nice, easy, and in and out. That would have been nice for realsies. And similar thing yesterday. I also took, what time was this? 10:06. So I had a similar situation occur where they took this out, then they did a sweep here, and right at the order block inside of the fair value gap, and I could have gotten an easy 105. I did not take that. What did I take though? Because I took two stop outs yesterday as well. Hmm. Um, well, yeah, let's see. I'm just looking at my thing. It's the wrong day. And it's the wrong day. 12:05. Yes, I got two stop outs yesterday. That's at 10:10. 10:10. So I tried after the fact, right? Like, because there's the new week opening gap. So I took it, looks like this went up, and I took it here when it went here at this order block and then got stopped out after that. So just not taking the initial drawback and then taking a second one has been like the main issue that I keep having. So, and then still Wednesday. When was this? 10:19. So the trade I actually entered, but I stopped myself. I got stopped out because I moved my stop, and that netted me $45 instead of the full pull. I could have got my full 205 because that's what I was aiming for at this point. But similar scenario, just waiting for a sweep. So 9:30 sweep, 10 o'clock had news. They shifted here, so I should have felt comfortable taking it like at this order block or right here instead of this guy. I should have felt comfortable here. And then that would have tagged me in there with barely any drawdown and an easy ride up to my full. But I didn't do that. I did take it up here a third time and I got stopped. So I tried to go long 3 times yesterday and failed twice. And uh, the third time would have been okay, but I didn't hold it. So that really hurt my heart. And I don't think so. My first entry should have been so after the sweep here. So it should have just been one trade, right? I should have taken exactly one trade. And then I could have, and this is what I have in my notes, right? I could have set my thing here. Let's see. And I would have been stopped out for that. But let me see. Is this it? 9, 10. Is that what we were talking about? Where's my screenshot for that? Okay, here we go. So my entry should have been, that was the, that, right. So my entry should have been, if I'd actually, like, if I'm confirming it, right? Like we've already swept up again, then this is what it should have been. And then I could have tried for the 205 and I would have gotten it nicely there. But I didn't wait. I got chopped up here. Pretty sure it took something like right here, that order block, and then, well, sweep. And then it just knocked me out. And then I think I tried again. And I took it one more time, similar trade. It was chopping around and I didn't, it didn't work out for me. But the trade should have been like, let them drop, see what they're gonna do. And then once they drop through, I get a candle there, then I would have probably tried that. Bit of a drawdown on that, and then I would have gotten my 205 easy with this candle. I would have to wait. Second option would have been here. But everything's easier in hindsight in it. Absolutely. Anyway, so in terms of uh in terms of so November ended, I was up about 1300, ended it with being up only 206.30, gave it all back, just not taking great trades or following my process and things. I'm trying to find the energy, if I'm being completely honest with you, I'm trying to find the energy that I've been looking for. So it's the afternoon. You're probably gonna be annoying and chop away. That's been going down. Nobody's been in sync at all. Like Nas has been like just going up, and the S&P isn't doing the same thing. We failed. We swept the lows, failed to sweep that. It's possible shorts in the thing, but December right now I've taken about $679 and 44 cents in losses. Um, just this week because I was uh, the trend right now is whenever I take any kind of wins, it's like small, like little 200, $195, $55. And when I take my loss, it's 180, 8, 190 something. It's the proportion around it is just it's not, it's not worthwhile to me at the moment. It's just kind of sad. Um, so I'm gonna just for funsies since I'm just sitting here. So, because I think since I've failed twice to take any kind of short, let's play with what my long would have looked like. So 37 ticks. There's some lows down here that we could like aim for. So let's try for see if we can get 105 ticks. Everything's easier when you're paper trading, of course. Like when you're trading for real and you have to think about what you want and how to get there, it's just a real pain. Also, um, there's this fair value gap up here, so they might want to pop up and tap into it and before they choose to drop. Uh, they haven't taken any significant lows out, so that's what I'm waiting for, like some kind of significant low to get taken out. Hmm. So I've literally started meditating and like this week because my mental state around all of this hasn't been very good, because next week I'll be starting week 44 of my trading journey here, and I have yet to be profitable at all. And that's kind of depressing. I get that it's not, I get that it's a marathon and not a sprint. So, it's all good. I'm not gonna deny that fact. And everybody goes through these phases. But I'm over here just listening to my my meditations and just working out in the mornings, being like super um trying to like adjust my thought processes around what's happening and all that good stuff. So I'm, you know, not gonna lie, it's been really sad and I don't know if that's affected me. I'm not saying that it is. My little man bun has is gone, so no more cute kitty on my videos poking around and doing whatever he's doing. No more super adorable little kitty man. I hope he what happened with him. So basically, he was like about 18, somewhere between 18 and 20 years old. He was a really old dude. he was on like a lot of medication and things and stuff. So November 5th, I came up here and he was really weak, so he was just walking around and barely able to hold himself up, stumbling and all of that. And he I picked him up so I could put him on my lap, just to give him comfort and whatever. And he realized that he still had like poop on his little butt. And yeah, that's gonna stop me out for sure. I mean, that's upward mobility. I switched to 2 minute. Um, and so I put him in his I put him in his little crate so he could use the potty and finish up using the potty. And pretty much right after I did that, he basically threw up and then he just kind of keeled over inside of the inside of his box. So basically, grabbed him and rushed him to the ER basically for the little kids. And they took one look at him and they rushed out to snatch him up and and get him to the back and stuff. So we had, when the doctor came out, she's like, he's critically stable, whatever, whatever. But he'd hit like a point where he wasn't able to do anything, barely could walk. So we had to make the decision to euthanize him. And I honestly it never occurred to me that we'd have to. And, we went in and he was like, he was like, so weak he couldn't even lift his head up. It's really sad. He couldn't lift his head up. And I was giving him little pets and things, and he mustered enough energy to like lift his little paw to put it on my hand. And and then and then they gave him the shots and he was gone. So it was, I don't know, this is like, I think, one of the saddest years I've had in a long time. Mom passed in the first half of the year in April, and then Kitty at the end of the year. And I don't know if I'm feeling like I need to rush everything or something. I don't know. In any case, he's gone and he's like sorely missed. Like really, really missed. My little guy. In any case, that's what happened to little Jojo. In any case, it looks like, let's see, what could I have done better? So they swept it once, twice, three times. So the third time, I would have tried to get it from here. They wouldn't have given it to me. Um, I would have seen if this fair value gap could have held, which in this case it did. And they tapped it one more time and then ran up how much from here? Not much. If I'm being completely honest, I still think a short is in order. So I'm gonna let that form, and then I'm gonna just do this. I I am at this point just really curious about whether or not, because my abilities at this point feel a little bit um, lacking. I don't know. Maybe I feel like I need to spend some time and do some more um, back testing and paying attention and just following my process, just following what I'm supposed to be doing. Because if I'm being honest, like I just feel like I'm not, you know? Like I'm not following what I'm supposed to be doing. So that really hurts my heart. And something that I've been noticing and that I've been missing out on, I think, in a lot of spaces is taking uh the trades at the lows right there, right? So like right there. Like I think I'm supposed to take it at these like lows. Again, oh, that's too much. It's like massively bullish. This is where my entry was originally, but something I want to test out because I've been seeing them tapping like the lows and then, retreating. And on the 15 minutes, we just, now it's going to stop me out again. We just tapped the fair value gap here. So I have a little room. If this drops and if this fails to take that high out, then, and sweeps down, then I can definitely expect something. But nope, definitely going to get stopped out. Definitely. It's just so messy. And something that I've been able to do a bit is, you know, take a look at what's what I'm looking for? Take a look at the potential, like the daily candle. And if it's like a doji, just a little cross or whatever, then I would generally be able to figure out if I need to just not trade for that day. You know what I'm saying? Just not trade that day. And that's been okay, but I'm still falling into traps, most of them of my own making, And what's this movement like? So how many ticks have we like moved? So this whole video just watching me get my arse handed to me like consistently. Because I've just been wanting to go long like this whole time. Just go long. And in a bull market where you'd think it'd be easy to do so, I am failing. So I think I need to take a little bit of time and figure out what the heck it is that I'm doing. So that's definitely gonna get stopped out. It's a paper account, so I probably shouldn't care. But I don't know. It's a matter of, well, let's move it up because I think like I don't care about that, but like this right here is where I think it should stop if it's gonna turn around, you know, and go back down. Like in normal, if I wouldn't have taken this trade because with my live account I wouldn't have taken that because it's just too insane. But for a if I were to have gone short, the 0.75 right there would have been where I would have been interested. So right now, in a bullish market, the long would make more sense. Where did we pull back? Like which one of these? Probably this guy right here. I can't really do very well with um okay. I really do very well with what's the word I'm looking for? With all-time highs. Like the last time we hit all-time highs, I also, failed miserably to capitalize on almost any of it, because I've spec'd out, where I think it's going to go using the fib, and it's hit them, right? Each time this week. I've not been able to get any of that movement myself. Um, because I'm not a breakout trader, so I can't just hit the button. It's something I just don't do anymore. I put limit orders in and that's that, period. Um, hmm, yeah. In any case, I hope everyone is doing well it's Friday, and I'm personally looking forward to the weekend and looking to get some rest. And maybe I can muster up the desire to open up the charts and do some back testing because obviously I need some help. I need to make some changes in my life. I was just thinking, like, even this morning, like, where was it? So, even this morning, like, there was an opportunity. So, at 8:30, yeah, after 8:30, I think there was an opportunity, like, right somewhere on the 1 minute for a long. But whenever it hits like all-time highs, I get a little, I guess, weirded out by it. Just a little, just a wee bit. Because I really don't know how to manage those. But I'm expecting a turnaround with something to take these lows out. Like, is that even worth it? Minimum? Who knows? On in 1 minute, they need to take this out and continue down. Like, this fair value gap right here is, you know, acting as support. But if they don't take that low out, then I'm all kinds of wrong and I'll just get stopped out. The 5 minute candle doesn't look super sexy for me. Yep. So definitely going to get stopped out. So in this scenario, I would just go ahead and move my stop down further. But like I said, my entry would have been at the base of the 50-minute candle or the base of the 5 minute candle. So because we've gone up a bunch, we've left a lot of jagged edges on the end. Um, like my real interest would be down here or here. Anything that looks kind of smooth. So they swept that and then ran back up. They didn't like take anything appreciable out. So the closest 50-minute low is this one right there. So I don't know. My It's like 2 minutes 30 left on that candle. What's everybody else doing? I mean, ES has been wanting to continue down for a while. But NASDAQ's been trying to go up for a bit. So my general desire right now, if I were to seriously like manage this now, would be we have this fair value gap. I don't even care about this one anymore. Bust through it with some alacrity, keep going down. Because one thing I've been doing is getting into trades that just don't move. They don't go anywhere. They just kind of hang out. And did it take that low out? It did. Is there a fair value gap? There's a little one right there. If it was me, I'd want them to just plow through it. But it's the PM on a Friday after a big move day. It's possible they're just gonna just go sideways for the rest of the day. It's quite possible. So we'll hang out and see how this trade works out. At this point in time, got my stop above this fair value gap right here. This guy right here on the 1 minute. If we can stay below it, then we're all right. But again, it's not looking great for my short. We need to stay below this guy right here. So, like I said, if I were to trade this, like my entry would have been here. Because whenever the wick's that long, like assuming either the halfway point or the base of the wick, you know, as the potential entry. And we have all of this juiciness down here to play with. So 23 seconds. Let's see. I'm I'm honestly not super stoked with how I've had to continually fund this account to keep it going, to keep it above the threshold for the NASDAQ, because that's been a huge pain in Matukis. So I want the next set of candles to just blow through it and not give it any kind of respect. We hung out at the halfway point. Actually, is it? Let me fix that. There is that. And this is 5 minutes, so that guy. Okay, we did close below it, so let's see. Because, I mean, in terms of like overall shorting, they haven't broken any significant lows to make the short make sense. You know what I mean? Not entirely, but they have some space for them to do some work. Like some days my analysis is good and others not so much. So now, oops, I hope that audio doesn't come up. So now, given where we are, I can do this and I want to see this close below and stay below it. Maybe tap the end of this, stay below the midpoint, and then continue going down if it's gonna do it. Let me drink some more water. Like a continuation down would be nice, but the level of patience that I sometimes have, and then I wait, and the real issue is that I wait for what I'm looking for, it happens, and then I don't take the trade I'm waiting for. And then afterwards I take, and it's like a broken record, right? Like I keep saying the same things over and over again, but that is exactly what's happening each and every time. So, yep. So that's basically, it's so funny. Like everyone says, Shakira, you need to give yourself some grace, And I'm trying. I'm really trying. This year has definitely been a lot for me to handle, just generally, just a lot for me to handle. And so my inner self wanted me to add one here, you know. But something that I need to do on a regular basis is take the time to, check. And by the way, I don't know how to add one like for realsies because um, I mean, if I add one, that's something that I would be testing out once I'm actually profitable. But my general desire is to add one here and then with the expectation that it will stay down halfway. But I also need to kind of wait and see what the behavior is going to be, right? Because there's these sets of order blocks right here. And I'd want to see this like close below it, like properly. So there's like another minute left in that 5 minute candle. So all of today, like if my trades have like rolled into profits, only rolled like 170 or 130. Like I never got over the 200 amount for the day. And which is weird, we're at all-time highs. It shouldn't be too hard for me to go long on something, right? That's what I would think anyway. But that's definitely not been uh I've not had the best time, and I think it's because I'm not technically following what I should be following for the most part, you know? And that's a problem. That's a real deal Holyfield problem. Let's go back to the 2 minutes because I like how the 2 minutes looks. Because they drop down into this guy and potentially for a continuation. But like I said, if they bust down, if they don't drop, pretty much right after this, then I'm wrong, and that's the end of that, right? That's the end of that. And I don't like the way they didn't close. Actually, let me just a 5 minute here. Is that a oh sometimes these things get me too. The There's a volume imbalance right there. And then there's this one right here. So my general desire, right? So we did close and we're staying at the midpoint. So I still feel good about the short, if I'm being completely honest, you know. But going short in a very bullish um market is kind of insane. So we've had one leg right here, and we didn't really take anything out. So let's see. If we can stay below the midpoint, then maybe we can be in business for some stuff. So I should tell you guys, like the couch is filthy. I'm gonna have to have that like steam clean, deep clean. I don't know what kind of clean, but definitely clean. Because Kitty was peeing on it as he was getting older and tired, poor thing. I tried to sit on it last night and the initially it was fine, but then I was trying to breathe and it was just like funky. And we all know that cat pee is like insane, right? Like insane in the membrane cat pee. So that sucked for me anyway. Yeah, we haven't taken out any appreciable loads. I guess that one's one, but we have this big, so I don't really expect them to take all that out. But this one right here would be like where I'd want them to go. But it doesn't matter what I do today. It just seems like I'm making the wrong choice for the trades. But I said the criteria, right? Like what I needed for them to do was close below here strongly. And they can't see it. Dang it. What I needed for them was to close below here strongly, not this. So this tells me they're probably going to continue on up. But, what do I know? This is the 5 minute. Because I like the reaction from the order block, but in a bullish market, I don't want to go short. I want to go long, right? I want to go long. And they make it so hard to do it sometimes. So hard. Like the times that I'm trying to trade, like all of this painting, what's the word I'm looking for? All of this, like, what is this range they were in? Let's take a look here. So, so they're hanging out in this like general space right here. Let me take these off. At least they were earlier, just hanging out in this general space. Just the midpoint. Definitely, I got chopped up in the middle of all of that for sure. Definitely. And now, in my mind, this trade is invalidated because this didn't close the way I wanted it to. So, because it's a paper trade, I don't care. I'll let it just do what it wants to do. But the main purpose is for me to like remember and understand and stick to what my plan is, right? So my plan was, you know, it dropped here. It should have closed strongly, right? Even if they don't do it on the 5 minute, like they should have done it on the 1 minute. And then I could glance over at the 5 minute and realize that they were definitely going to continue on down. But they didn't do that. So now I know they're going to just stop me out um, and continue on up because they've like done this. But at the same time, what do I know? I've been literally, no. There's that negativity that I'm trying to not fall victim to. Too tough. It's just all that negativity. And that's something that I need to work on. In any case, it's Friday. Right, I'm supposed to be helping a friend do some vending tomorrow. And I thought it was on Sunday, so dang. But right. I'm gonna have to bundle up, y'all. I have to bundle up real good. So I think I should reverse this. What y'all think? Let's do that. Let's reverse it. Because it's been invalidated. Something I need to get comfortable doing, right? It's been invalidated. So now they're gonna continue on up. And still at the all-time highs. They got to take this high out though for this to be a real deal Holyfield. But I think we just go sideways for a bit. mm, ES took its lows out. Mm, it's not the best entry, but whatever. We are just testing our thesis and trying to figure out if it's worthwhile to swap through um, to reverse in these things. Because on the 5 minute, I didn't get what I was looking for. So, but the movement is so muted, so muted. Ah, so muted. Let me put this down to 105. 105 ticks. It shouldn't be hard, right? But we're gonna take out that all-time high again, come close to it. There's a wick here, midpoint. But look at the movement, right? It's just not. We take the high out. Come on, you gotta take it out in that candle. Let's see. Let's see. Yes, did take it out. Nazi is still thinking about it. Tap in that 1 minute if they continue on up. Or we could just go sideways this whole time. So now my new requirement is instead of this guy, now since I'm in a fake long, whatever. Now my new requirement is for them to get above this guy. I don't like that they haven't closed above yet. That's a problem. Mm. But it's just so annoying. I think at this point I'm just venting my general frustration. Times at 3:15. Goodness gracious me. Times I don't try and trade. I think I've taken one or two trades after 3:30 looking for the 3:45 macro to do its thing. So whatever is happening here, ooh, solar leveling is coming in to the theaters. Weirdly enough, like they sent me some stuff, Crunchyroll. They sent me some stuff and then didn't they just opens up the app and not it doesn't open it up to the notification that they sent me. Isn't that weird? Yeah, I think that's pretty weird personally. Pretty weird. All right. So again, still fumbling around. It's three something. It's probably not gonna move until 3:45. And now you're gonna invalidate my long idea by plopping up right here. If I was gonna take it, I'd take one more here, you know? Let's say let's do that. I'd buy one more there and then adjust my stop down a little further to accommodate them both. See, because my entry wasn't ideal. It was just a reversal entry, so nothing exciting. And I'm not anywhere close to being capable of adding a second contract in. Jokes. I'm basically currently not doing amazing with the first contract. That's just a matter of timing, I think. It's just a matter of time, and maybe my mental state will be better soon enough. Below that, yeah, that's a decent stop if I'm gonna try. I think it's kind of ridiculous for me to even try to like do anything else. But like I said, my short's been invalidated, so I think they're gonna still come back up a bit more. Let me go back to my 2 minute view. Look at you. Ah, come on, bust through. All right, well, they get past this high, then the idea of adding another contract here is ludicrous in my mind. They'll probably make another all-time high. And I've literally just been like messing around, hemorrhaging this account just for funsies, So there's nothing exciting. It's just a test of my, as I'm thinking about it, just my theories around where it's gonna go and how it's gonna get there. So I'll take that off. And we'll just watch this. Mm. Again, it needs to take that high out. There it goes. As I said, like the short was invalidated. It needed to have closed properly on the 5 minute. Now we took that high out again for my not that great entry. I put my on the 2 minutes on the 1 minute. Yeah. So we haven't gone anywhere yet. Once it gets over 200, then I'll move my stop up. There's this thing right here, and we've swept that one more time. We're still getting rejected off of here. My expectation is that this will hold and continue up if it's going to do it. We got this volume imbalance right here. If it runs up and leaves it, even better. What time is it? 3:20? Yeah, well, we'll see. Let me put my stop back at 37 ticks. Because it's not far enough away from me to move my stop into profit. Um, so this got invalidated. So then I should have been comfortable with an entry here. Like, um, like if since this got invalidated, once it busted above it, I should have been comfortable with an entry right at the top of it. And then I would have had a little bit of room to work with, and my stop could have been just a little bit above it right there. So yeah, something to consider. Yeah. But I don't like that it hasn't gone anywhere yet. Like I said, it's probably waiting on the 345 like macro to do anything. But I do like the wicking here. So given that I'm only looking for like 500 and change, and we haven't basically gone anywhere from my entry. Mm, my fingies are cold. I'm also trying to get you still getting comfortable just looking at the dollar value oscillating because that's something I need to get used to. Now, something I don't like. They're holding it in stasis right here. I don't like that because it can still come back down. And another obvious thing is the indices have been out of whack this whole time, completely. None of them are in line. So taking any trades right now and assuming that any of the other indices could help you is kind of like a uh, not a good plan. Just not a good plan. Hmm. And where are we? Almost an hour. We might need to close this out before this shows itself. 3:23. Well, 3:30 might net us a little something something. Hmm. I haven't cleaned my camera in a bit. I hope this video is not too grainy. But I refuse to give up. And I've said this a number of times before now, so I'm not going to. So right now, we've got this fair value gap, this little guy right here. So either it stays above the halfway point and it starts to run. There's only 37 seconds left on that 5 minute candle. It's not a nice candle. Not at all. wanting to go long like this whole time and then failing miserably to be able to do it like in this general space. What could I have done better? Like this, wait for a shift, and then, so I'm trying to think, like, so we had a shift here and they didn't respect this. They respected it here and I would have gotten a quick push up, but not by much. Uh, my picture is way too big when trying to like, let me make it smaller, right? So I got stopped out here. If I'd put my entry here, I would have 200. Yes, I would have put my stop here just above and I would have been stopped out. And then secondary opportunity right here. Right here. So wait, shift, drop. Could have. Uh, yeah, taking too long to decide what they want to do, and I expected them to come and tap into that. I think my stop's wide enough for whatever, but if they choose to continue down, then I'm wrong. But they've invalidated the long in my mind, so we'll see. 326. Yeah. So I'm trying to understand what I could have done better for this. So I would have been looking at it on the 30 seconds. And so with that sweep, this guy right here, what would that have? If I'd waited, I would have tried for this. That would have popped up a nice amount. So then I would have set my stop a little above. And then from that entry, I would have gotten not far. And then they would have stopped me out again. So you look at what my stop would have been. Plenty of space, right? So then, since I'm only trying to get like, five something, like once it gets up to like 200 or something, I move my stop into profit and just call it a day. Like, I can absolutely, what's what I'm looking for? I can absolutely come back from that. Anyway, so the next opportunity after that, I would have been stopped out. They swept me. Well, they did it once, twice, three times. So the third time, I would have felt a little bit more comfortable taking the long. Now, I would have probably, since we invalidated this, I would have probably seen if we could reclaim that fair value gap. Once we shifted above it, so I would have taken it here, and what would that have netted me? So I would have dealt with a lot of like back and forth before getting that. But after this, with this entry, I would have put my stop right here. So even if I got stopped out, I would still be in profit. They're hanging out inside of this guy, thinking about what they want to do with their lives. Yeah. Yeah. So that could have been another option. Or this is a balanced price range, so the fair value gap here, perhaps, would have been a better play and have it turn into an inversion fair value gap. But they never came back down to it, is the thing. So Hmm. So on this is a shift too, right? This is shift. So how far back down? They didn't even come back to this order block. It's a little mini shift. Yeah, they didn't even come back to the midpoints. I wouldn't have gotten anything from that one. Not even a little bit. Um, trying to think. So then my next opportunity after this shift would be like we have two order blocks. We've already tapped that. Could I have tried this guy right here? Would that have tapped me? No. Well, there's three order blocks here. So the wick of that and then 37 tick stop would still have given me a little bit of room right here. Well, looks like they're ready to move. 330 always gives a little bit of a boost. So, but for this whole run right here, for them to come all the way back down, let me see, what did we collide with? 62? 75? Nah, none of that would have helped me the least bit. So this should just continue moving up now. Like I said, the short was invalidated. And now we can we've taken this high out. So I can now comfortably adjust my stop up just a smidge, like 4 ticks, and let it run. And immediate rebalance right here, immediate. So I don't think I'll come back down to it. Should just continue up now. Immediate rebalance. So just I'll put my stop right under that wick and just let it run. See if they're ready to give us anything. Press to 200. See what they do when they get over here. So 200 or so is this here. Oh, I just wish I could trade like this all the time where I've considered, I have the rules, I follow the rules. If my rules are invalidated, then it's time to move on type thing, right? So we've gone up to 55. Now we have this fair value gap here, and I'm not going to bother with this one. I'll just focus on all the up close fair value gaps that have formed at this point. And see how they behave. Like my preference would be for them to leave that open and keep running that way. And I haven't had I need to document this, with notes and everything, like why this trade worked versus the other one. So I will put some stuff back. So we have this all the way down to that guy. And we'll put this, we'll make that a Sibi. Sorry, it's a busy 5 minutes. What's wrong with this thing? Let's use the 5 minutes. This is how I would be trading this. So I'm just documenting this from my notes. Because the trade down here, if I go with the 5 minute, would be here, and I wouldn't. Let's continue that. There. Did it just switch over? It did. All right. So for this, I'm just make a quick note for myself here. For the short to be good, needed the 5 minute BIS-C to be invalidated. We can see it was not, so the long became more likely. Like that. So then I can put that in as in my notes. Let's update my notes. So let's document that. Right, and barely making any movements here. So immediate rebalance, run up, still looking good for a long. I personally, my only real concern around this is whether or not they're willing to take the high out again, which is where my TP is, which is kind of insane. Other things to consider. We have a wick here. I'm gonna take a quick pause. Okay, we took a little pause there for a hot second, and we're back. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't necessarily trust them, and stopped out. Okay. Well, I think that's enough for now. It's like the PM, and I think technically, I think they're gonna still go back up a bit more, but I don't necessarily trust it. I am going to call it a day. I hope everyone's doing well. I am going to work on my mental state and probably do some back testing when I get a moment. You guys be safe. Shakira out.